1, 3. 1, 2, 3. JWU!
Hello, Wildcats. I'm Greg Waggoner, Athletic Director at Johnson & Wales University, Denver. I hope this message finds you safe and well. I wanted to reach out to both our returning student athletes as well as our new prospects and recruits that are coming in to join the Wildcat family. First of all, welcome to you. And to our returning student athletes, we miss you. I would like you to also feel free to share this, everyone, with your parents, as I know many of you have parents that have lots of questions, and hopefully I can answer some of those in this message and provide some framework on when you might be able to expect further answers. These are challenging times for sure. No one knows that better than you all. You all have gone through a lot in the last few months and at a very special time in your lives. I know it's been stressful. I know there's a lot of uncertainty, and I know that's been difficult to handle. But I am proud of you all. I think you've handled it remarkably well. I think those skill sets will serve you well down the road, and you can apply that in many different forms. And there's more work to do. But, uncertainty is a difficult thing for all of us to navigate, but perhaps a bit more so for some of you that are used to regiment and creating your own certainty through your actions. It's in your DNA. So I wanted to bring you up to date on some work that has been going on at Johnson & Wales University and in our athletic department. The university itself and the Denver branch has a crisis management team that's been working on this issue. Obviously, they're consulting with the university overall. They're consulting with state, federal, and local health agencies and authorities and guidelines. They're engaging in the higher education community. At the same time, we have a seat at the table. Athletics does with that crisis management team, and they have our best interests in mind as well, and all the students, including the student athletes of JWU, and the returners, as well as any of the new students coming to JWU. So in athletics, we're staying abreast through a variety of means, through our professional organizations, through webinars with the NCAA, and meetings with the NCAA and committees and Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference and our membership there. We've been meeting regularly and sharing information and making some decisions and guidelines and parameters while this very fluid situation continues to change and provide us more information. So a lot of work is being done by a lot of us, and on your behalf. I just want you to know that, and you'll hear me emphasize that throughout this message. I think that's very important for you to know. So, this spring, a lot of our work was focused on our student athletes, our returning student athletes that were all of a sudden working remotely and taking their classes remotely. Some of them with their senior year taken away and their spring sports season. Making sure that your needs are met, as well as continuing to recruit our prospects to become part of the Wildcat family to move forward. Since early May, the athletic department has begun a lot of scenario planning on how operations might look in a variety of areas in athletics, depending on the scenario. And there's many different scenarios on how that might look as we return and when we return. A lot of it has to do with when academic classes are going to start and in what format. And so there's been a lot of work done on that, and the coaches have been remarkable in that process and working with helping us with thinking a lot of things, and a lot of stakeholders are part of this entire process. You need to know that. So that work has been done. We are also, as part of our work, we're keeping abreast of things going on with the NCAA, SCAC, participating in committees there and developing plans. We've been participating in surveys that the NCAA and the committees of the NCAA have taken information from to be able to make decisions on how the membership felt. And so the stakeholder input is just really remarkable, quite frankly. And so within that and within a lot of different areas, these plans cover practice, competition, athletic training, fitness center, facilities, laundry, travel, film sessions, study sessions, equipment, residence life, and the list goes on. And so how do we implement those in the new situation, depending on the scenario, and do it safely and within the guidelines that are being laid out for us by various health agencies as well. So it's covering a lot of different scenarios. It's hopefully going to provide a framework that I think will be thoughtful, and yet it's a working document. There's much more information that will come that I know will have to be nimble and resilient. So I also want to just give you one example. Late last week, the NCAA Division III leadership came out with a decision. There are a required number of contests for each sport program in the NCAA Division III. Those have been lowered by 33%. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone has to meet that lowered amount. It's just you're not required to have as many competitions as you were. Now, the NCAA Division II had already done that a couple of weeks ago, and some planning has taken place accordingly. That's new information for us. We don't know how we're going to handle that or how we're going to respond to that yet, both as an institution or as a conference, but that kind of information continues to come out of nationwide surveys of athletic directors and coaches and other stakeholders. Student Athlete Advisory Council at a national level, and the NCAA is also at the table in this. So a lot of different people are involved in some of these decisions. So it's dynamic, and JWU Denver has assembled, we've also assembled what we call a COVID-19 action team for athletics. And that has various representation across campus, including campus safety and security, our mental health professionals, our health professionals, our academic representation and faculty. It's also got athletic trainers, coaches, student athletes, and more. So we've got great representation across campus. And this committee's charge will do a number of things to help guide us and synchronize us with the overall campus and those plans. And when the leadership team takes the plans that the coaches have given us and that we've developed ourselves and refine them down in collaboration with what we know has been a guidelines given to us from the NCAA and the SCAC, we will provide all of that information to this action team for them to help us further refine this. And at the same time, there'll be more decisions coming out in the next couple of weeks. And there'll be more decisions from a number of different areas, including the meeting of the President's Council and the SCAC. I don't anticipate within the next couple of weeks all decisions will be made, but I do anticipate that we will certainly have more decisions made and know more about what direction we're heading. I plan on communicating with you periodically to bring you up to date periodically on those decisions and developments so that you can, be aware and make plans. And sometimes we come up with more questions than we do answers as this thing moves along. It's been a characteristic of it, but we're going to do our best to keep you informed, provide the answers that we can, and also to be able to comfort you with knowing what work is being done. Hopefully that brings some comfort to you. So I can promise you that a lot of competent people are working hard on your behalf. I'm also aware that some other universities have also made announcements that are more firm. And so we wish them well. I will just say that our approach is one to be as thoughtful as possible, gather as much information that is contemporary and data that's contemporary as possible, and that we will be deliberate but careful with our planning, and we will announce what we can when we're ready. But we want it to be thoughtful and be ready to have more firm decisions. This is a fluid situation, and I appreciate your patience. I really do. So until then, I want you to stay in shape, stay well, be proactive in your health, including your mental health. Be sure to practice social distancing and hygiene. Be thoughtful about that. Keep your guard up a little bit. And as increasing cases could adversely affect our ability to move forward in what we want and at the pace we have. Most importantly, we want you to be safe and healthy because we're excited to see you back on campus. We're excited to see the coaches working with you and the excitement that brings them as well. And we're excited for game days. So let's make that happen. Go Wildcats.